Hello, all my subscribers. I know I promised 4 dance videos, but they're either going to happen tomorrow now or next week. Let's just say I got out of a truck, and I must have landed on my ankle funny because it is hurting. I tried walking down my stairs and it hurt like a mother. So let's just say that unless I feel better tomorrow, I ain't doing it. And yeah, I'm just gonna freaking make 2 videos. These be the only 2 if that's it, and postpone them. So this one will be my most anticipated movies of 2022. So I'm gonna do 10, and I guess to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and do my honorable mentions. And there aren't images out for all of these movies, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put images there where I can, but there won't be someone for some of these movies. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the honorable mentions. So for the few notable honorable mentions, the first one will be Knives Out 2, which is the sequel to the first Knives Out, with Daniel Craig returning as Benoit Blanc, which I can't wait to see. They already got a pretty solid cast, and Kathryn Hahn is slowly becoming one of my favorite comedic actresses, especially after her amazing performance as Agatha Harkness on WandaVision. So yeah, and she was also a voice of Olivia Octavius from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And the sequel, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, is coming out, which I can't wait to see. But I gotta say this, Spider-Verse had one advantage. Before it came out, we didn't have a live-action Spider-Verse. I've already done my spoiler reviews for No Way Home, and I figure enough people have said it, so I'm just gonna say it. I feel like the impact of the Spider-Verse on the big screen, the novelty is not gonna be there. So the storytellers behind this are really gonna have to try hard. I'm gonna say that right now, because we've already seen a live-action Spider-Verse, so hopefully they got something good cooking up. Can't wait to see Spider-Man 99 though. That's gonna be cool. And love Spider-Gwen's new look. Let's just say that when the cosplayers start cosplaying her new look, can't wait to see how that's gonna turn out. Anyway, and I guess after that is Uncharted. It's gonna star Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I know Mark Wahlberg was initially going to play Nathan Drake, but then I guess they changed it up. He's going to play a new original character who's going to be like his ally, his partner. And Tom Holland is now going to be Nathan Drake, which I definitely can't wait to see. He's on a huge hot streak after Spider-Man No Way Home, so yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the 10 movies. At number 10, I gotta say, is The Flash. There will be some DC movies on here, but not a whole lot, and this is the one by far that I'm the least invested in because A, I found Ezra Miller to be just an okay Flash. Sorry about that, that's my cat. But yeah, Ezra Miller is an okay Flash, and I'm gonna say it, at me all you want, but I am not a fan of Ben Affleck Batman. I call him Shitfleck. The fans nickname him Batfleck, so I call him Shitfleck, because that's what he is. He ain't Batman, he's Punisher Batman. And don't be saying I'm biased, because I'm wearing a Marvel shirt. I love DC also. Got plenty of DC action figures in this room and other merchandise. And right in front of me, I got my Batman the Animated Series Collector's Edition. Let's just say my DC content, I like particular ones that are actually faithful to the fucking character. Like Batman the Animated Series. Shoot, right in front of me, I even have an action figure of Justice League Batman. And the Batman that's gonna appear in this movie, a little die-cast metal car of the Keaton Mobile and Michael Keaton Batman. And another similar one I bought when I got this, Batman the Animated Series Batman, the Batmobile. So anyway, yeah, let's just say I ain't gonna just watch just any particular adaptation of DC. I want them done right. And I feel like, as of lately, DC just doesn't care. Hiring Zack Snyder was not a good call. He's not the saint his cult makes him out to be. He's a total poser, as Yelena Belova would say. And his Snyderverse does not need to continue. And what was I going to say also? Sorry about that, I got sidetracked for a second. But yeah, I am just really not a fan of Snyder, nor the Snyder Cut, and I was not supporting it, and I don't get why some people say it's the best or one of the best movies of 2021. No, it's not. All that movie is Zack Snyder stroking his ego for 4 hours. All it is. And, let's just say that I don't get what's so great about that. I feel like this sets a very bad precedent for the future, where fans can whine and bitch, and then spineless studios like Warner Brothers will give them what they want. And now, people are asking for The Amazing Spider-Man 3, when we've moved on from Andrew Garfield. Seriously, fans, we've moved on. Let's focus. We got Tom Holland. Let's build on Tom Holland. Sorry about that. As you can tell, DC really annoys me, and their monkey management does not help. Anyway, let's move along to number 9. At number 9 is the sequel to Top Gun, which, I will say, as much as I love the original Top Gun, it's definitely not the strongest written film, but Tom Cruise does make it watchable enough as it is. But anyway, it is the long-awaited sequel. I honestly thought the movie was fine being a standalone film, but I guess Tom Cruise and Tony Scott wanted one, but then Tony Scott committed suicide, so they had to get a new director, and it's coming. And Tom Cruise apparently got his pilot license, so any shot you see of him flying the plane, it's going to be him this time, because I found out in the original movie, he didn't do the flying. It was a Navy pilot flying it off screen. Anyway, overall, I like what I've heard about the story, how it's going to kind of comment on drone warfare and why we still need actual pilots and whatnot. So, will admit, not my highest anticipated movie of 2022, but still excited enough to see it. And Val Kilmer is coming back, so that has to mean something. Anyway, moving on to number 8. Up next is the sequel to a movie that was the biggest surprise of 2020 for me, and the last movie I saw before the pandemic broke out. That was Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, the sequel looks really great. Love the original. And I kind of like how they're staying faithful to the characters' designs and how the original movie got us invested in Sonic. And now they're going to bring in all the supporting cast, like Tails and Knuckles. And I like that Jim Carrey's coming back and that he looks even more accurate to Dr. Robotnik, now Eggman. And Idris Elba is a pretty solid voice for Tails. Or not Tails, for Knuckles. And I really love the moment in the trailer where he just holds Sonic in place and he says, "Do I look like I need your power?" But yeah, Ben Schwartz did a great job. So far I'm loving everything I'm seeing from Sonic, so definitely can't wait to see it. And the movie's definitely captured what I loved about the games, so I definitely can't wait to see what they got in store for round 2. Anyway, moving on to number 7. This one is a little bit lower than I expected, but I'm still really anticipating it. Let's just say from this point on are the movies I'm really excited for. It's just some I'm a little more cautiously optimistic as we are. And this movie is John Wick Chapter 4. I'm going to say this right now. As much as I love Chapter 3, I've heard they were going to film Chapter 4 and 5 back to back, but then change their mind. So I'm really hoping that whatever's going on, there aren't major script issues, but regardless, Keanu Reeves is great, and I know he kind of had a bit of a misfire with the Matrix Resurrections, but it is what it is. But John Wick has been consistent thus far, and I don't really think there's a black sheep in the bunch. I mean, you saw my reviews that I did. I did a dual review of Chapter 1 and 2 and 3. So, yeah. Overall, I really love this series, and definitely can't wait to see what's going to happen. I just hope they can come up with a good threat for John Wick to go up against, because whoa, he's been put through the fucking ringer, and it is going to take a lot to bring him down. But yeah, hopefully we can see a great conclusion to his story whenever it ends. Anyway, moving on to number 6. Kind of along the lines of John Wick Chapter 4 is Mission Impossible 7. Not gonna lie, I love that Peggy Carter, Hayley Atwell, is gonna be in this movie. She is a badass actress, and I loved her as Captain Carter. She is just wonderful, and wow, my god, I'm glad her career is taking off. I don't know what she was doing in that Winnie the Pooh movie, but it is what it is. Anyway, she is a great actress, and I guess she's becoming another MCU crush I'm having, because I love Elizabeth Olsen, Haley Steinfeld. Maybe one of these days I'll do a review of Hawkeye now that the series is over, but she was wonderful as Kate Bishop. And hate to say it, but sorry, Clint, I prefer Kate Bishop now to Clint Barton Hawkeye. Kate Bishop is now my favorite Hawkeye. And not just because of Haley Steinfeld. She is a badass character. And it doesn't hurt that I love playing as her in the Avengers video game. Anyway, back to Mission Impossible. I hate to say it, but this series is kind of in a similar predicament to John Wick. I am just wondering, how are they going to raise the threat? Because I feel like Mission Impossible Fallout had the benefit of the previous villain from Rogue Nation, so they kind of just built off of that. And Henry Cavill being a surprisingly badass villain. And I hate it when people say that Henry Cavill should be the next James Bond. I really don't see it. I hate to say it, but I'd rather see Tom Hardy or Tom Hiddleston or Michael Fassbender. I'd rather see Henry Cavill as a Bond villain, to be honest. I feel like he could be like Javier Bardem when he played Silva in Skyfall. Anyway, that side tangent aside, I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with the threat. But anyway, regardless, Tom Cruise is still around, and he's always badass, and he's going to do some form of a stunt to just risk his life for our entertainment, but it's going to be wonderful, as always. And I'm pretty sure it'll be fine, but that's why it's number 6 and not higher. But I'm still really looking forward to it. Anyway, moving along to number 5. Number 5 is a movie which I hadn't heard very much about, but once I heard about the cast, like, it just lit up my eyes, and I'm like, holy fuck, I gotta see this movie. And it's from a director I really like, Wes Anderson, the director of The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, and The Grand Budapest Hotel, and many other great films. He's directing a movie called Asteroid City, and I don't know how he got this cast together, but Tom Hanks, Bill Murray, Margot Robbie, Scarlett Johansson, and many more that escape my mind at this second, but I don't know how he got them all together, but I'm confident he's wrote a story together that is going to bring them all together greatly. They're all going to have an equal balance of screen time, and it won't feel crowded. I got a feeling it'll be like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, where you question how they're going to balance such a big cast, but somehow, some way, they're going to get it done, and Wes Anderson is the one to do it. And Scarlett Johansson does have experience in huge ensemble films, so there is that too. But yeah, Scarlett Johansson's going to work with Bill Murray in a movie again for the first time since Lost in Translation, so I can't wait for that. And Margot Robbie and Tom Hanks are some of the most wholesome people working in Hollywood today, next to Keanu Reeves. Seeing them in a scene together is just going to be wonderful. And oh boy, Black Widow and Harley Quinn sharing a scene together. My mind may explode. Seriously, there may need to be an EMT outside the theater waiting for me, because I might just, oh gosh. My love for those two ladies cannot go unexplained. It is just, I mean, I do got a Harley Quinn poster to my right, and the way I'm at in this video, so yeah. And a couple other posters that have Scarlett Johansson on them. One of them I needed to frame, my Iron Man 2 poster, so I got 3 now. Anyway, that aside, really looking forward to it, and Wes Anderson just knows how to bring out some damn good talent. Hopefully Scarlett Johansson can finally win an Oscar, or Margot Robbie, I don't care, as long as one of them wins one. Just Academy, get your head out of your asses, give Scarlett Johansson or Margot Robbie an Oscar. Seriously, it's not that fucking hard. They are absolutely incredible. They should have had one years ago. Just give it to them. Anyway, this is going to be one solid slate, or not slate, movie. So yeah, Asteroid City went from me not knowing about it to me. Oh boy, I can't wait to see it. Anyway, moving along, number 4. Alright, up next is probably the highest ranked DC movie on this list, and that is Black Adam. I feel like The Rock is definitely perfectly cast to be Black Adam. He's a very interesting character, has a really interesting backstory, and not only does he look the part, but I feel like he could really make us feel sympathy for him, because as great as Shazam is, he's only as great as his own villain. So having Black Adam be a badass would be nice. And if Zachary Levi can make a cameo in this movie, that'd be great too. I don't want it, but it would be nice. Or no, I shouldn't say I don't want it, but it'd be nice. It doesn't have to happen, but it would be nice. Speaking of that, I believe next year Shazam, the Shazam sequel, I forget what the subtitle was, is coming out too. So anyway, moving on to number 3, which is going to be a Marvel film. At number 3 is Thor: Love and Thunder. Because of how Marvel's handled big casts, I feel like they'll be able to pull this off. Christian Bale playing Gore, the God Butcher. I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. And also the Guardians of the Galaxy appearing. I don't know how big of an appearance their appearance is going to be, but I can't wait to see that. And Jane Foster's coming back, Natalie Portman, so that'll be cool. But overall, I can't wait to see where it's going to go, because Ragnarok seemed like it had a pretty definitive ending. But I'm excited, and Taika Waititi has proven he's a solid director, and he isn't just a comedy guy like people stereotype him for being. Watch Jojo Rabbit, there were comedic moments in it, but for the most part that movie was played straight. It was serious, and it was great. So if you have doubts about Taika, just watch Jojo Rabbit. Anyway, can't wait to see where it's going to go, and hopefully Gore the God Butcher is going to be a pretty solid villain, because I feel like with Phase 4, Marvel has had some pretty solid villains. Even if they aren't sympathetic, they're still developed decently, like Dreykov and Black Widow. So, moving on to number 2. Up next is another movie that I can't wait to see how they're going to tribute a fallen legend, that being Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Anyway, I really love the original Black Panther. I don't envy Ryan Coogler having to honor Chadwick, but I am confident he will, and I'm hoping the rumors are true that Shuri is gonna take over the mantle and be the next Black Panther and follow the comics. But yeah, regardless, I'm sure whatever they do will be great. I'm glad Chadwick isn't being recast, because I feel like fans who say he should be recast are just not honoring his legacy, and he was just that amazing and that great at being T'Challa, so we really shouldn't recast him. But definitely looking forward to this. And with Marvel at the helm, really don't got anything to worry about. They've been pretty solid for years, and they have yet to let us down with hardly really any movie. Even ones that don't get great reviews by critics, like Eternals, aren't really that bad. Anyway, let's move on to number 1. So number 1 is, as you saw in my Spider-Man No Way Home review, I had an action figure of Doctor Strange. And this movie is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Anyway, can't wait for this movie and all the stuff that's gonna be going down with the multiverse and Doctor Strange changing it. And I'm gonna say this right now. People, why are you saying Wanda Maximoff is going to be a villain? She is clearly an anti-hero, as the trailer showed for the movie. She has owned up to her mistakes with Westview, and she's an anti-hero. She's not a villain. It's not like she's going out and attacking more people or hurting more people. She's an anti-hero. She's just a hero in her own way. She's not a traditional hero. Anyway, that rant aside about Wanda Maximoff and how she's not a villain like some are saying, or saying she's going to become a villain and it's going to cause Strange to bring her down. I really don't get that. I got a feeling the real villain is probably going to be a mixture of Baron Mordo, that eye monster with the tentacles that was in the trailer. I keep forgetting his name, but I got the feeling he'll be a villain. Probably a glorified goon, but it's kind of what he is in the comics also. But the main villain's probably going to be Baron Mordo, and maybe he'll team up with Doctor Strange Supreme is what they call him, the version from What If, even though I don't like to call him Doctor Strange Supreme. I feel like a more fitting nickname is Dark Doctor Strange. And as you know, I love that episode of What If. That episode of What If was probably my favorite of the whole series thus far. But anyway, can't wait to see what's going to be going down with the multiverse. I'm glad Rachel McAdams is going to be back. But one detail I noticed upon rewatching the trailer, when she's in her wedding dress, it doesn't look like Strange is the groom, so they probably didn't get together. She probably got with some other guy. Or who knows, I guess a Spider-Man 2 can happen. Maybe she'll have second thoughts and end up marrying him, but he is the Sorcerer Supreme after all, or well, was. Wong is the new Sorcerer Supreme, but got a feeling this movie is probably going to be about him trying to win back the title, and really can't wait to see what's going to go down. And that new costume for Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, oh my gosh, she looks like such a badass. I am not going to lie. Her hair, just, oh gosh, everything about the costume is just wonderful. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen when her and Strange, I have a feeling her and Doctor Strange are going to team up to fix the multiverse. And who knows, maybe Kang the Conqueror will be messing with this, since he's confirmed to be the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all your support. Can't wait to have another really good year in 2022 of while I'm making these videos. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.